My name is Amanda McCavour and I'm an artist. I primarily work with thread and embroidery, usually making large-scale installations with smaller units that create bigger environments. So this project will be a bit of a departure for me, but I thought that this fit with my regular practice, sewing into a fabric that dissolves in water. So there's these open areas and there's this line that exists in space, creating intersections where stitches start to hold the piece together. With this project, I'm going to be blowing that scale up. So instead of using something that's like so fine you can hardly see it on its own, I'm going to be doing something where you're going to have these larger lines of color. So it'll be much more substantial. To blow up these small scale structures into a larger scale architectural installation. The H&M Garment Collecting Initiative brings pieces of clothing that people have donated and maybe would go into the landfill and kind of rescues that and gives it the potential to be re-envisioned. What I want to do with this project is to take these garments and then cut into them to create this feeling of a line in space. The material is kind of being transformed along the way, so you're taking one thing and shifting that perspective. This project is different and challenging in a way where I'm working with what I find, and that's one of the best things for me. It's something new because you have to select and be flexible in a way that I don't always have to be with this creative process. I was thinking about the structures that we find in textiles, so thinking about the grid of woven fabric, the loops of crocheted fabric, and then kind of the more scribbles of felted fabric. I'll be cutting up pieces of clothing to create blocks of color, and then I'll be adhering that to a larger substrate, which will then hang from the ceiling. I'm interested in the kind of light play that will happen because there's going to be holes in the fabric, light will be shining through, so the space will feel kind of cinematic and active that way. Nuit Blanche takes place outside and artists are creating site-specific installations, so the location was quite important to me when I'm thinking about the work. It's almost like you need the location before the work can exist or can be planned. We moved from a couple different locations and finally landed on Union Station. So I'm interested in that site because it's kind of a place of travel and of movement. People arrive there from all sorts of destinations. A lot of my projects in the past have been concerned with transforming a space. So this project for H&M will alter the way that people move through the hallway and maybe change the way that people see a space, which is something that I think connects with Nuit Blanche too. I remember like the first Nuit Blanche I went to, it was one of those times where you're in your own city, but you're kind of like wandering through it and discovering new things. And I think art has the power to change your perspective or help you see things in a different way. It'll be really exciting to see it occupy the space in the way it's intended to, but I won't know that impact until we reveal it the night of Nuit Blanche.